gnomes always wipe their boogers. Of course, this right here is the poop pot, where all the forest dwellers come to take a poop. This fella right here, he survived 253 weed whacks and he's still growing. There he goes all the way up. See if he gets up high enough, he'll be able to look over and see Walmart. Now, if this ain't kudzu, I don't know what is. I've seen kudzu all over this here God-forblasted forest. I'll get my kudzu recipes out. And basically, Yule Gibbons, he come through here. You can see that he dropped a couple wild hickory nuts out of his snack bag, and there they lay. So I think I'm on the trail of Yule Gibbons here. Let's go see if we can find him. Now this critter's kind of rare. It's a Polynesian root snake, and you don't see them quite too often. It's just the longest critter here ever. It's that Polynesian root snake. Very nice. Now if you're walking around along this area, you're going to wonder why the Army Corps of Engineers installed these bumpers to slow everybody down, slow up everyone. That's because they don't want you to miss the original walk-in freezer of the Iroquois Nation. Right here, this is where they used to keep their red stripe beer. On the left, and then the missus, she kept her wampum and other goodies down below. And there it is, the walk-in Iroquois cooler. Check it out. Needs a new door, but other than that, it's still operational. Now you don't see this too often, but this is actually granite rock carved in the shape of an ancient tree felled over by a hurricane. Hurricane Wynot came through here. And this is one of your petrified trees of Florida. Like I said, it is solid granite. Now we was looking all over for where these people of the past might have tied their hammocks up in the trees to have a rest, and I've been traipsing around for hours and hours. Ain't seen nary one, so it must be that they all rotted away, or maybe the varmints ate them up. And then over here they said that they had sweet gum. Had coffee this morning, didn't get a chance to brush my teeth, so we looked all over there and we couldn't find no beamings or nothing. I don't know what they mean by sweet gum. Anyway, we're going to keep looking, see if we can find something. Okay, now handicap is big in these days, and this is one of the ancient handicap signs that was made for the blind. It's so old it was made before Braille was even invented. So people have been trying to figure out what it means, but since it's pointed at the tree, they figure that means there's a tree right here. Go ahead and have a look. That's probably what it's. So we're going to have a look. There's that tree. That's got to be what it means. That's pre-Braille. Never. Yeah, no writing, no nothing. It had to be handicapped before Mr. Braille made his alphabet. Oh, it looks like Yule Gibbons is getting older. He tripped on this root. Look at how many of his wild hickory nuts spilled out of his knapsack. So we're still on this trail. We're going to go down here, see if we can get an interview with Mr. Gibbons. Okay, we found another sign here. This one's actually much more recent. This is when the French was here and they was talking about the Les Sabots Palmetto. It's probably some kind of a fancy thing that the women put in their hair here. There's one right there. Wouldn't that look nice on Mrs. parading on down in over there by the Eiffel Tower or whatever, and they bring that back. So that's all about how the French women come up here. Part of that's still in French. Most of this is some scientific, well, they're talking about this, that, and the other thing anyway. I was seeing a monkey up here in the tree, and it's one of them flying monkeys because I've seen him fly from one branch to the other, so I'm sure that that's what it was. You can hear him squeaking up there. Give me a nanner. Give me a nanner. They love nanners. I think there's coconut trees up here, but other than that, they're going to be out of luck unless they go into Walmart. So that's another reason why it's good that these trees go way up, because they can. Them monkeys can look over and see whether Walmart's open. during the COVID invasion, and we'll bring it back down all the way to the bottom. But that's monkey land up there. Up in the monkey land. Let's go see if we can find it. Oh, Mr. Gibbons. Down the trail. Now this woods around here, it does get a lot of rain and flooding. And back in the 1920s, they had a lot of beaver. The giant beaver, now this is only one chomp. And that is they had a single front tooth called the one tooth. And that's one chomp, and he was gonna knock that thing over. And then what they did is they got the coconuts up on the top that way. And some people call it the one tooth, other ones called it the coconut beaver, but there it is. All the way back from 1920. I guess they never did get no coconuts out of that one. I need one more chomp. Yeah, here's a younger tree. This was planted by the Corps of Engineers when my dad was in his 60s. So it's probably no more than maybe 30 or 40 years old. But they put a lot of orange tree fertilizer on it, and it took off pretty good. But you know, can't be more than, oh, maybe my dad's age. Yeah. And this, yeah, that's got to be right around that time. All right, now these jungle trees we've been looking at, they come in two kinds. This is the male, or the man tree. And then we'll look right over here across the ways where the Mrs. tree, the lady tree, lives. Now, how do you tell one from the other? Well, she's going to have the bosoms erupting forth from her sides, and he's definitely going to be a lot more erect. And there you have it, the Mr. and Mrs. tree of the jungle. Yeah, hope we didn't go the wrong way. We done lost track of you all. I ain't seen no hickory nuts, so should have followed his lead. We'll just keep traipsing through here and see what we come to. I don't know. It's been going on for miles and miles and miles. It's just nothing but jungle growth. You know, you'd think they would clear some of this out. It's thick in here. Now, pokeweed is what we have back home, and I was so surprised to see some pokeweed here. It's just good eating through and through. But we're gonna, oh my, this jungle is thick. Yeah, they need to clear it out. It's just too much and too heavy growth. And I guess it is a trail. Now, one of them snakes is taken to go up a tree. He's got a fast hold. He's working his way up. Probably might be one of the record length tree snakes that I've seen. He's definitely being able to see Walmart. Well, what we can tell, this is probably the main trail. At least the French was through here at one point, naming all the jungle trees. And I was reading about the amphitheater. Now, this was your first outdoor movie theater, and what the Iroquois did is they would sit here on this bench, and this is made out of sacred Iroquois wood. And up here where this beaver tree is, they took their tomahawk and they hung up a big white movie screen, and they watched all them old westerns. You know, wasn't a lot of population here, so they only had to have one bench in the amphitheater. But I can just hear them old cowboy films rolling still today, can't you? There it is, the Iroquois Outdoor Amphitheater with the Iroquois Wi-Fi. It's the first cell tower, and you can see where the linemen went up and worked. They nailed these steps in so they could get up there. What they do is go to the top and turn it around like a tenor rotor, and they could get an AOL over here, CompuServe, whatnot. And it worked great being out here in the middle of the jungle. They just had to get up there, you know, about Walmart height and pick up signal from a smokestack. Or from the, yes, smoke signals is what I'm saying. Now before we could go Piggly Wiggly and buy stuff, and you wanted to have grilled cheese sandwiches, to come out here, and they actually mined that grilled cheese right here in the forest. You can see the slices already cut, already sliced. All you got to do is start your fire and melt it right on your cornbread. That's a nice slab of cheese. And local people, they told me this is Wi-Fi tower number 2. This one, you can tell, had been built first and had been out of service, because what happened was the antenna part of it right here, it busted off, fell down, and they couldn't pick up nothing. They couldn't even get AOL anymore, so they just kind of give up. Okay, looks like we found Yule Gibbons. Yule, I just wanted to give back all your hickory nuts you dropped along the trail.
Not that straight.
Well, I'm not straight, but it sure is a crooked trail. Let's head back to Walmart. I think they got hickory nuts frozen on sale. Thank you very much.